There is just one more episode left in this season of Batwoman, and after this week's adventures, it seems like nearly everyone is gunning for Gotham's new Bat. That's next week, though. This week, the focus is still all on Lucious Fox's journal, and Alice has a new ally to help her crack the code. Hush. So, just a quick warning, of course, this video does contain major spoilers for Batwoman Season 1, Episode 19, A Secret Kept from All the Rest. So the title of this week's episode is almost ironic, honestly, because on one hand, it obviously refers to the fact that the key to cracking the journal's code is a secret only Luke can possibly discover. On the other, it was a week that made painfully obvious how few people in Kate's inner circle have yet to find out that she's Batwoman. So that list is basically just two people, Jacob and Sophie. So Jacob really doesn't trust Batwoman, and his mistrust of Batwoman doesn't exactly place him high on the list of people likely to find out anytime soon. So the longer Sophie goes without knowing, the closer we get to a world where finding out actually causes a larger rift between her and Kate. So if you're keeping score, this would be bad. And the premise of this week's episode is honestly quite simple. So Alice finally has her hands on the journal, but since it is written in a code known only by Lucious Fox, there's no way for her to read it without Decipher. So she does what any deranged serial killer would do. She forces Tommy Elliot, his head wrapped in bandages since she's still keeping his new face hostage, to kidnap code breakers around Gotham. And they get 90 minutes to decipher the journal, or she kills them. Just a little insane. Yeah, but at least it's simple, and as a bonus, it leaves time for all the character development we were missing last week. And Tommy quickly earns his new moniker, Hush, after opening fire in a library. And the reason he got his name was because, according to the media, the only word that he said during that whole massacre was hush. And he said that right before he kidnapped the codebreaker dude that was in there. And so the thing I like about this iteration of Hush is that, while it's a far cry from the always excellent Hush arc in the comics, Tommy was neither unmasked nor apprehended this week. So it's fair to say he will be around for at least a little while longer, whether that's just for the next episode or maybe a little bit of next season as well. But that's pretty much the gist of it. Alice and company kidnap a university professor, an NSA operative, and Parker, the teenage hacker who looks up to Kate, before finally deciding to go after Luke and Julia, using her to motivate him to much success. And I think it was cool that we got to see the return of Parker again. I didn't expect that. At first I didn't know who she was, but then I remembered. I was like, oh yeah, that's Parker, I guess. So Luke discovers that to crack the code, you would have to know the languages Lucius used in alphabetical order and Luke's own social security number, making Luke quite literally the only person other in the world who could crack it. And Luke's relationship to his father has been depicted as a bit icy and distant, so this was a nice little moment for him, some payoff to an ongoing character arc. But it also means that Luke is the only one who's read the journal, which makes him the only one who knows how to kill Batman, and now Batwoman. A secret his father was willing to die to protect. And of course this begs the very annoying question, why would you write something like that down in the first place? But just comic book logic, I guess. But it's the same reason Batman kept a file of ways to take down each member of the Justice League one by one in a place that could easily be stolen. By the way, that was a really good story in both the animated movie Justice League Doom and the comics as well. But it makes sense for Batman to do it because, if any of the Justice League members go evil, then he has a way to stop them. And now apparently there's a way to stop Batman and Batwoman. So, they're smart people. but a little stupid to have this written down and just there, like, so easily stolen, I guess. But regardless, Luke and Julia are willing to make the same sacrifice, telling Alice they will die before allowing her to uncover the secrets in the journal. And back at the Batcave, and with Luke out of the picture, Kate grabs Parker to help out with all the tech stuff, because neither she nor Mary is able to do any of it, which offers a prime opportunity for two things. First, Mary discovers that another person, a teenager she has never met, knew Kate's secret identity before she did. Second, when Sophie shows up at Kate's office to find out what happened to Julia, Parker and Mary delight in the ex-girlfriend drama unfolding before them. So that kind of reminds me how a lot of fans of this show would probably be reacting to that. Also, like, probably, like, anybody that watches, like, soap operas or, like, any kind of drama like that, like, daytime television, that kind of thing. Like, no, tell her you love her. Like, no. But everything comes to a head as Kate discovers that Luke is being held at Arkham, and she takes off to rescue her friend and one of her other exes, armed with all of her bat gadgets, of course, and a pair of glasses Mary discovered in a box of Lucious's things, glasses that automatically decode the journal. So despite Luke and Julia's valiant decision to sacrifice their lives for hers, Kate hands over the glasses in trade, then gets them out of the building and heads back into the building to steal the journal back. Alice, though, decides to blow their newfound wonderland to hell, freeing Arkham's prisoners once again and causing plenty of chaos to cover their escape. And this is actually the second time there's been a mass escape at Arkham since Kate put on the suit. I mean, maybe it's time to rethink the whole asylum as a prisoner for actual criminals who, even if they are suffering some kind of mental illness, are still in control of their faculties well enough to know they're murdering people. You know, just a thought, but the episode ends with two major revelations and a few dramatic moments. For one, Sophie and Julia are officially a thing, after Kate walked in on them kissing in the hallway at Crow's HQ, and meanwhile Kate has a newfound appreciation for Luke, recognizing that there's no Batwoman without Luke. And that may be a little bit of foreshadowing to the future, possibly a future season where Luke may become Batwing, which was something that happened in the comics. So, despite a generally shallow start, this season has managed to build up Luke and Kate and their relationship so well this last half to the point where they really feel like friends, as well as a reluctant team-up. Then there's Jacob, who is ready to declare all-out war against Batwoman unless she gets out of his city, which is obviously never going to happen. And Jacob is so quick to blame Batwoman for Alice, calling her the Joker to her Batman, but Alice is his daughter. She is literally here in Gotham to terrorize him and Kate, of course, for giving up on her 15 years ago. Kate only put on the cowl as a response to Alice's arrival. But the real news this week comes from Julia and isn't really all that surprising if you've been putting the pieces together all season. Kate now knows that Julia was fired from the SRR, and now we know the entire story. Julia is in Gotham to retrieve the journal for Sophia in exchange for no longer going after Kate, because Sophia apparently sent the rifle after her way back when, and Sophia is also the woman who Alice and Mouse are afraid of, the one who hails from Coriana. Now, in the comics, she's one of the leaders of the Many Arms of Death, and while we don't have time to get into them this season, you can bet we'll probably see a lot more of this particular storyline in the show's second season. Now, finally, the last part of the episode was when Alice revealed what was going on in Lucious Fox's journal, because she has it, she has the glasses, and she knows how to read it, and apparently she needs kryptonite to kill Batwoman. I don't know what that means. First of all, I don't know how she's going to get kryptonite, and second of all, how is kryptonite going to kill Batwoman and Batman. Maybe there's going to be some kind of crossover with Supergirl characters here. Maybe it's like if you harm like Superman or Supergirl, then that will make Batman or Batwoman weakened because they'll see their friend get killed or weakened or something. So I really don't know what's going on there. But I'm definitely excited for next week's episode because it is the finale and it looks like Jacob is officially declaring war on Batwoman. So a lot is going to happen next week on Batwoman. Can't wait to see what happens. But what did you guys think? Please let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed that video, please remember to hit that like button and smash the subscribe button so that I can keep you up to date on everything that goes on in the DC life.